Good afternoon, YouTube friends. Thanks so much for coming by. I don't know about you guys, but it has been upwards of 95 degrees in Utah for the last whole lot of days. And all I want to do is sit down with some ice cream and literally chill out. So I thought I'd share with you this recipe I have for some guilt-free ice cream. We are using our favorite magical bean juice, Aquafaba, to make a super light and fluffy, zero guilt ice cream. Keep on watching to see how we do it. Alrighty guys, if you watch any of my videos, you know the Aquafaba drill. We need the juice from 1 can of chickpeas. I'm just dumping this right on into our stand mixer. We're gonna start mixing it up until it gets nice and frothy. And then we're going to dump in 1/4 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar. I've had a lot of people ask in different videos where I find cream of tartar. I find it in the spice section of my grocery store. It helps stabilize the foam that we're making so it won't deflate as easily. This is what the one I buy looks like. Once we're getting a little bit pillowy, I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of Swerve, that non-calorie sweetener I keep talking about. It's so good. And then 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla extract. At this point, definitely do some taste testing, see what works for you, see if you need a little bit more sweet, a little bit more vanilla. This is a combo I really like myself. Now I've got one of these little reusable Tupperwares here. We're going to use that to freeze our ice cream. Our Aquafaba mixture is nice and fluffy and creamy looking. Now our secret ingredient is freeze-dried fruit. I've got a whole bag of freeze-dried strawberries here. The whole thing is only 120 calories. The reason why I'm using freeze-dried fruit instead of fresh is it's not going to add too much moisture to our Aquafaba mixture, so it won't deflate it. Also, it'll give us a nice chew once everything's nice and frozen. So use any fruit you like. I'm using the entire bag. I'll link below the exact amounts of what's in the container, but I believe you can find freeze-dried fruit at just about any grocery store nowadays. These are from Trader Joe's, and they're such a yummy snack. So I'm just folding in about 3/4 or a little bit more than that into our mixture here, leaving a little bit to garnish on top. So this ice cream is going to be super vanilla-y with a nice hint of fresh strawberry. Such a good combination. You can also use blueberries, like get crazy with it. You can do all sorts of things. You can add cocoa powder. This is really just a base that you can mess with. Now I don't want to fool you guys. This definitely doesn't make up for the real deal as far as ice cream or even vegan ice cream goes, but it's a lovely frozen treat that simulates ice cream pretty well for like almost no calories. So I feel like it's worth giving a shot if you're trying to eat a little bit more healthy or you just want something that's really, really light. The tang in the Aquafaba almost gives it a frozen yogurt kind of flavor, which I really think is pretty fabulous considering it's the, leftover bean juice from a can of chickpeas. So we're just getting this in our little reusable container here. I'm going to use a spatula to kind of get it all even and packed in, and then we're going to toss it in the freezer. You just want it to freeze until it's solid. It takes a couple hours. I like to just make this in the late afternoon if I'm already using a can of chickpeas or whatnot, and stick it in the freezer and let it sit overnight, and then it's ready to go the next morning or the next afternoon when you're nice and hot and ready for a cold treat. Now I'm just going to take the rest of those strawberries that we reserved and crush them up over our beautiful Aquafaba ice cream base, kind of gelato style here. And that is literally all you have to do. This is by far the easiest and quite possibly the cheapest ice cream recipe I've ever made. Just popping that lid on there. I'm going to throw it in the freezer. And by the magic of YouTube, I have got a frozen batch here. It's the next day. Alrighty, I'm going on in for a big old scoop here. Guilt-free, right? So the texture's definitely got some creaminess, but it's also really light and almost snowy. You've got that zing from the Aquafaba, the freshness from the freeze-dried strawberries. This is definitely worth giving a shot. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that you are staying safe and healthy and cool. And I can't wait to talk to you soon. Cheers.